the unsettling experience of staring into a mirror and not recognizing the person reflected back, of smiling through obligations while silently unraveling, or feeling like an actor in a life scripted by others. These are not symptoms of madness, but signs of awakening. In Franz Kafka's work, what appears as surreal fiction is, in fact, an unflinching mirror held up to modern life. Beneath the surface of his tales lies a brutal honesty about the human condition, especially in a world that demands constant performance, but offers little meaning in return. Kafka's characters are more than symbolic. They are painfully familiar. Gregor Samsa, Joseph K., and the land surveyor are not fantastical creations, but stand-ins for all of us who have ever felt crushed under systems we didn't choose. The transformation of Gregor into an insect is shocking not because of its strangeness, but because of its truth, that many of us feel dehumanized, reduced to functions, valued only for our output. What's more disturbing is not Gregor's metamorphosis, but his continued obsession with returning to work. This speaks to how deeply we internalize expectations, prioritizing obligation over selfhood, even when our very being rebels against it. Kafka reveals the psychological imprisonment of living by scripts written by invisible hands. We call burnout ambition, we label numbness as normal, and we medicate existential dread as a private dysfunction. But Kafka refuses these distractions. His stories illuminate how we become lost in systems that reward obedience but punish authenticity. His labyrinthine bureaucracies and dreamlike trials are metaphors for the internal dead ends we encounter when trying to be what the world demands, rather than who we truly are. This isn't mere loneliness, it's a deeper fracture. It's the dissonance between who we are and the roles we play. Every social interaction becomes a mask, every emotion filtered through what's acceptable. We lose touch not just with others, but with ourselves. Kafka's protagonists echo the silent scream of millions, suffocating under polite conformity, aching to be real in a world that fears realness. Their suffering is not dramatic. It's quiet, constant, and deeply familiar. They don't lose their minds, they awaken. And the truth, once glimpsed, hurts. Psychology calls this an identity crisis. Kafka goes further, it's a reckoning. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow, the denied parts of ourselves, appears in Kafka's stories not as theory, but as transformation. Gregor's insect body is the shadow made visible, the buried rage, the neglected desires, the unspoken grief, all breaking through the illusion of a normal life. Modernity labels such eruptions as illness, but Kafka suggests it's the opposite, a sign of clarity in a world built on denial. The pain is not weakness, but a signal that something buried still lives and wants to emerge. To live fully, the false self must collapse. This collapse feels like death, relationships shift, careers become meaningless, and everything once certain turns to dust. But in this unraveling lies the chance for rebirth. Gregor's death, horrific as it is also a release from a life that was never truly his. His family's relief reveals an uncomfortable truth. Society would rather bury the truth-teller than face its own reflection. Kafka exposes how we participate in our own erasure, chasing constant self-improvement to avoid facing the raw self beneath. But he offers no escape, only confrontation. The existential crisis is not a failure, it's the soul's rebellion. Asking, "Who am I beyond this mask?" is radical. There are no easy answers. But the question itself is transformative. The path is messy, uncertain, and often painful, but it is real. And in that realness, in the willingness to let go, rot and rise again, we find the one thing Kafka's world rarely allows: the chance to finally, terrifyingly live.